Welcome back to my Microsoft Power Up series. Last week I completed the Power BI course, as you can see here. And this was the first course where we stopped working in the browser and actually had to work on your local machine. So we had to install Power BI. And we continued working on the library application that we built on in the last couple of weeks. And this week we made a better overview so we could see the current loans. These are for a specific book. We have a students page, so we can see all the students that we have, and we built all these filters and visualizations. And once I click somewhere in a visualization, all the filters are set according to that student. I could also click a book, and then the filter will be set according to the book. So this is very detailed. And here we have a page where we set up the filters. So we have all students selected. We have a couple of years selected. So if I pick 2021, then now all the values in here are for 2021. I kept track of my hours, and this week in Power BI I spent a total of 5.5 hours, around the same as the first week. So this took a lot more time because you really have to dive into the filters. You have to follow along with the video to see which button is clicked for all the visualizations. So that was quite slow. And I ran into some issues as well. In Power BI we imported some tables that we had in our school library, but we also created a new one, the dimension date, which has the dates, years, day names, all the things you would need in a filter. And we created that one. But one issue you could run into, that I did, and that was described very well in this Power Platform community thread. That is that the date launch start, so this column, that was set to daytime, where you had an hour in there as well. So that did not match to a full day in the dim date table. There's a quick explanation here how you can fix it. You have to set the column to date instead of daytime. And then down here there's a lot longer explanation of why this happens and how you can fix it. So this document is very well, and in other threads you'll be pointed to this one for the best explanation. After the Power BI module there's this shorter one, which just is closing remarks, recapping on what you learned, and then a quick overview of the Power Up Challenge that is coming up. And I also have documentation on the Power Up Challenge. There's a link in the weekly overview. So here we built an application for an animal shelter. They built these use cases. These are Dataverse tables, a model-driven app, Canvas app, Power Automate, and Power BI. So it is the same order as we did all the modules in the previous weeks. But now there's a slight twist, so you have to do something a little bit different. You can't just copy the videos and do what you did there. You really have to dive into it and look up how you would do this. So step one is ingesting the data into the Dataverse tables, which is something that I already did. I briefly started on the Power Up Challenge, and I ingested the data and set up the tables and views. And then next you have a model-driven app and a Canvas app, and they only tell you which columns they want to see in there, and not telling you what it should look like, so you're free to do as you want. And there's Power Automate, so you send a notification email, which is what we did in the course. And then a Power BI visualization report. So there's 2 visualizations you need to make. After that, you would need to make a video explaining your solution to them, and then they will review it. After completing the Power Up Maker course, I also unlocked the optional courses. So let's take a look into Copilot for Microsoft Power Platform. And as you can see, this just links to the Microsoft Learn platform for the module to use Copilot in Power Platform, which is a bit of a letdown. I was hoping for more courses, but you can use the environment you have, the development environment, for 30 days after you complete the Power Up Challenge. So you do have time to complete these courses. And there's also Introduction to Copilot Studio, which is again a link to a Microsoft Learn course. And at last there's the Introduction to AI and AI Builder, which is a full-blown course with videos. You do use the AI Builder credits, which is mentioned down here, and you would need to set up a free trial to do that. It's also a 30-day trial, so if you start this one after you complete the Power Up Challenge, you have more than enough time to go through it. So that's it for this week's video. I will continue on the Power Up Challenge, and I'll make notes of every step that I do, so that I can later on explain to you how I did it. Follow along for more progress on that, and I'll see you in the next video.